folks. So today we are going to discuss about an examination which is conducted by National Law University Delhi, the ALET LLM MA IP exam preparation. So now we'll be discussing a very detailed about the syllabus, about the sources, and all that is going to be beneficial for the exam. So let's get started. So before we actually start with this particular video in detail, I'll just give a glimpse about our organization, Art of Law. So the Art of Law is basically an institution which is actually trying to encourage legal minds to act towards a pro bono work, to a social work. We try to provide legal aid in regional languages, and it's like empowering students to have a social service approach in the domain of law. So this is just a glimpse. We do more than what is to be put in words. So now we are going to discuss about the ALET LLM MA IP exam in detail. So before we begin with marking scheme, weightage, everything, what I would like to state is that the conducting body of the examination is National Law University Delhi, as already stated in the beginning of the video. And you will have 3 subjects basically, and this is basically for 1 year LLM program. The exam is scheduled to be conducted on 8th of December 2024 for the academic year 2025-2026, and it's a 1 year LLM program where your weightage for the entrance would have 70%. This exam is for 120 minutes, that is 2 hours, and it will be between 2 to 4 p.m. Next up, we'll go to the subjects. We only have 3 subjects: English, logical and analytical reasoning, as well as intellectual property rights. Now we'll discuss about the marking scheme. So for every correct answer you score 1 mark, and for every wrong answer you have 0.25 negative marking. So always it's very much important that for entrance examinations we are very much peculiar about the negative marking. We have a knowledge about it and we attempt questions rationally so that our rank and score doesn't go down, because there is a high tendency for us to guess and kind of miss marks. So negative marking is really very much important. This is completely from the exam point of view. Now we'll go to the rough weightage. So for English you have 32 questions. For analytical and logical reasoning you have 30 questions. And for the intellectual property rights you have 40 questions. So as per the rough weightage, you have maximum number of questions from IPR. Next up, we'll go to the syllabus in detail. So for English, you have reading comprehension, jumbled sentences, synonyms, antonyms, one-word substitutions, idioms, grammar. In grammar, you have tenses, subject-verb agreement, active and passive voice, prepositions, and reported speech. Okay. Now we'll discuss a detailed roadmap for English. So first we'll cover the list topics. So what are list topics? The topics where you'll be getting a table or a schedule, and where you can actually kind of, it's more easy for us to there'll be a given set of words and you can just study from there, mostly for entrance exam purposes or for language development. You get certain lists like that. So you have synonyms, antonyms, one word substitutions, idioms, and then you have one word substitutions and idioms. Okay, now coming to grammar. So before coming to grammar, what is very much important as a strategy for the list topics is to complete 5 each from each list on an everyday basis. So this can become it should be a consistent process, because consistency is a key to crack any entrance examination, and this exam is not an exception. So for grammar, you can start with the basic level, the prepositions, the active passive. The active passive is already told, and then you can go to the tenses, and then finally to the subject verb agreement, and then you can go to solve the questions, like spot the error type questions. It's really very much important that you practice once your concepts are very much clear, because practice is the key. Time management is very much important, no matter whatever you study, how much you study, but time management is really very much important. Now coming to the reading comprehension and jumbled sentences, although the groundwork will be very little, because no matter how many tricks and tips has been given, it's always about you discovering what suits you the best. So you can just go through the general rules and the concepts, and then start with the practice, and then discover the tips and tricks which is essential for you. So since I have given all these things, it's my duty to provide you with the sources. So we can have SP Bakshi or any other book which has these topics. It's never mandatory that you have to use SP Bakshi. So it is up to you. You can figure out which books you want or which resources you can use, and you can practice. So once the concepts are ready, just jump to practice. Practice and practice for maintaining consistency as well as increasing your accuracy in while answering. So it's very much important. This is not only for English but for everything. Now let's go to the analytical reasoning and logical reasoning. Again, a syllabus in detail, the sources, everything. So this is the second subject. So the topics would be coding and decoding, statement and conclusion, arguments, puzzle test, direction sense test, syllogism and legal reasoning. So the sources would be R.S. Agarwal, Arihant, M.K. Pandey. So M.K. Pandey, after completing every topic, you have questions towards the end. So you can solve those questions. And for a more intense and a deep study, you can use R.S. Agarwal and Arihant. Again, concepts must be very much clear. The groundwork must be very strong so that the building stands strong. And then do practice a lot to manage time and increase accuracy. So now we come to intellectual property rights, the last section of this particular test. As per the rough weightage and as per the analysis of the previous papers, the intellectual property rights, it's very much important. You cannot, however, consider it as more important with respect to other subjects. For entrance examination, everything holds its own importance. However, since it's having a bit more edge, it's always advisable to do it in a better way and score in a good way so that you will get an edge over it. But that doesn't ever mean that you ignore any subjects for IPR. So let's go to the topics quickly. So we have patent, trademark, geographical indication, copyright, design, plan, variety and Farmers' Rights Act 2001. Yes, a specific act you must be well versed with, although according to the pattern it is not asking you for any legally competent ones. It doesn't negate the fact that you will not be getting such questions. So it's always better that we are one step ahead, we are really well versed with them. So the sources for this would be a bare acts, obviously, to know the laws. So it's very much important. Next would be notes. So notes which are readily available in the market. Again, you have lot of notes available online, offline, hard copy, soft copy, everything. So it's on your hand. Do analyze the notes, find which suits you better, which helps you in understanding, so that it can be truly beneficial to you. So this is the topic. This is the syllabus completely. So now here we are at the end of the session. Thank you so much for listening to me and being a part of this initiative by being a viewer. We hope we addressed every queries of yours related to this exam. However, because of my ignorance or my negligence, if I forgot any topic or any query of yours which is to be addressed, you are completely free to approach us through any of our social media handles, or else drop a comment below so that we'll get back to you, we'll address your question, and do share this with a lot of people so that everybody is benefited from this video, because we intend to make sure that this reach a larger audience, the actual audience who is in need of this video. All the very best to all of them watching. So don't forget, do hit the bell icon, do subscribe to our channel, as well as follow us on different social media platforms like LinkedIn, Instagram, as well as this is a website, Art of Law, because as we already told, this is a pro bono work, it's a social initiative. It's to make sure that legal education is accessible to all. So you can also be part of this initiative along with us and serve the society maybe through this collaboration. So do help us out and do make sure that this video has a higher reach. Thank you so much all, and once again all the very best from Art of Law team.